Somewhere, right now, someone is being told that if they want to build real muscle, they need a gym, a barbell, and a rack of heavy weights. That push ups and pull ups are just toning, and your own body weight will only get you so far. I wanted to know if that's actually true. So instead of guessing, I went through the research, the controlled studies, the meta analyses, the work that actually measures muscle with ultrasound and scans. And the answer is more interesting than either the gym crowd or the calisthenics crowd will tell you. So here's the real question. Can you build genuine muscle with nothing but your own body weight? Let's look at the evidence. First, the thing almost nobody explains in plain English. What actually makes a muscle grow? It isn't the number on a dumbbell. Muscle grows in response to tension and hard effort. Challenging your muscles with sets taken close to the point where you can't do another clean rep, and doing enough of those sets, week after week. That raises the obvious scientific question. If it's the effort that matters, does the weight matter at all? Researchers have tested this directly, and it's where it gets surprising. When you compare training with light loads versus heavy loads, but you make sure every set is taken close to failure, the muscle growth comes out about the same. One review pulled 21 studies where people trained all the way to failure. The finding? Muscle growth was similar whether the loads were light or heavy. The one clear advantage of heavy weights was maximal strength, your absolute 1 rep max. A later, larger analysis backed this up. Improvements in muscle size looked essentially load independent, while pure strength still favored heavier loads. And notably, untrained people, most of us starting out, grew muscle especially well. So here's the plain English version. Your muscles can't read the label on a weight. They respond to hard, challenging effort. And you can absolutely create that effort with just your body weight. That's the theory. But has anyone tested body weight directly against the weights? They have, with the humble push up. In one study, untrained men trained for 8 weeks. One group did bench press at a light load. The other group did push ups, with the push up difficulty adjusted to match that load. At the end, the researchers measured muscle thickness by ultrasound. The result? The push up group grew their chest and triceps by about the same amount as the bench press group. The chest grew roughly 18 to 19% in both groups, and both made similar strength gains. There was one honest wrinkle worth mentioning. The bench group also saw biceps growth that the push up group didn't. Different exercise, slightly different muscles along for the ride. A second study ran the comparison a different way, bench press versus progressive push ups, where people moved up through harder and harder push up variations as they got stronger. After the program, there was no meaningful difference in muscle thickness or bench strength between the two. The push up group even got noticeably better at push ups, while the benchers did not. So, this isn't just theory anymore. When measured directly, bodyweight training built real, measurable muscle right alongside the weights. Now, because this channel is about evidence, not hype, here's where I push back on the calisthenics fanboys. Yes, but comes in 3 parts. 1. Maximal strength. If your goal is the biggest possible 1 rep lift, a true max effort against a heavy bar, the research is consistent that heavier loads win for that specific outcome. Bodyweight builds size and very usable strength, but it is not the best tool for a record-breaking max. 2. You have to keep making it harder. This is the one most home trainers get wrong. In those push-up studies, people didn't just do endless easy reps. They progressed harder variations as they got stronger. That's progressive overload. If 20 push-ups feels easy, and you just keep cranking out 50 sloppy ones, you stall. You move up incline push-ups to standard, to feet elevated, to one-arm progressions, the same way you would add plates to a bar. 3. Effort is non-negotiable. Every Light Load Works study has one condition in common. The sets were taken genuinely close to failure. Comfortable half-effort sets are not what the research is describing. And the fair-minded fine print. Many of these studies are small, fairly short, and done in untrained people. Muscle thickness from ultrasound is a good signal, but not a perfect measure of growth. The researchers themselves point that out. And a very advanced lifter may find certain muscles, especially the legs, hard to fully challenge with body weight alone. I would rather hear that from me than from some rando in the comments. So, if you're sold, here's how to actually build muscle in your body weight, straight from what the evidence says. Pick movements you can take close to failure, in roughly the 5 to 30 rep range. The moment a movement gets easy, make it harder, not just longer, progress to a tougher variation. Cover the basics. A push, something like push-ups or dips. A pull, rows and pull-ups. And legs, squats, then split squats, then single leg work. Do enough hard sets each week, and the boring secret, stay consistent for months, not days. That's it. No gym required. So the verdict. Can you build real muscle with just your body weight? Based on the evidence, yes, for most people, and especially if you're not already an advanced lifter. As long as you push close to failure and keep making the movements harder over time. Heavyweights still win for one thing though, maximal strength. Next time, I'm taking on the exercise everyone wants, and almost nobody can do it first. Your very first pull-up. And the progression the research actually supports to get there. If you want your training decisions made from evidence instead of hype, subscribe. This is Proof of Reps. I'll see you in the next one.